Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to another video on the Helena Hutchins shooting, the Alec Baldwin shooting, Rust movie, etc. That whole debacle. I've been covering it extensively. We have, however, had a quiet period, a lull, as it were, in news, and that, I believe, is actually because the DA, the Sheriff's Department, etc. are ready, they're getting ready to file charges, which is actually what I'd already done a video on it to discuss that. And the quiet period has immediately followed that. Those elements, the DA coming out and saying, we know who loaded the gun, we know, essentially the chain of custody and who we believe is at fault. So it's not surprising that there's been a quiet period. However, you read from the title, we are still getting individuals trying to get Alec Baldwin off, namely his brother, Daniel Baldwin, and the statements from this individual are ridiculous. They are nonsensical, ridiculous. They're downright offensive as well, quite frankly, because a lot of it is based around, oh, well, he's just this, and oh, well, yeah, he might have these staunch views, but look at all the good things he's done, and he's basically just being scapegoated. And this kind of opinion can be put against anyone that these certain individuals have actually personally attacked. So I do find it to be rather funny, like actually comedic. So we're going to dive into that today. First and foremost, ladies and gents, this video is sponsored by moi, and this is my ugly xenomorph Christmas sweater. This is a limited edition project. I don't really push merch very often. I have it constantly, but I don't really push it. But this is a limited edition product. This is designed for me by my graphic designer, and this is the last year we're going to run it. As you can see, it's an all-over print. It is a premium sweatshirt over on Teespring. They handle it all, so you don't need to worry or stress about orders and such forth. They're pretty decent, and the design's awesome, and this is the last time I will be selling this design, so grab it whilst you can. And support the channel and support my efforts here to entertain, even just keeping tabs on this level of coverage for this particular situation. It all takes time, and these kind of things do help. So if you want to grab a limited edition design, again, last year, I'm never going to run it again. Please do grab it whilst you can. The link is down below in the description box. Would appreciate it. Again, you don't have to, but it's a good way to support the channel. Aside from becoming a member or joining Patreon, things like that. Merch is something which I need to revamp and spend a little bit more time on, but as that is the last time I'm going to be running that design, thought I'd push it a little bit more. So again, the link's down below. Yes, it's a little bit expensive. It's £35 or $47, something like that. I get it, but it's the best sweatshirt that Teespring does, and they handle it all, and it's just a bit quicker and easier for you guys to grab it. So there you go. So this is going to be a really difficult video to cover where I'm not going to get annoyed. Again, like I have covered this extensively from start to finish, and I check out daily for new updates and things like that. And this was, when I found it, about 13 hours old. But it's nonsense. It is actual nonsense. So, and again, remember, ladies and gents, all of this can be put to other people that Alec Baldwin himself has personally, and it's just rampant hypocrisy is the kind of main take home as to why it's frustrating. So we have this. According to actor Daniel Baldwin, his older brother Alec Baldwin is a target, being attacked for his political views in the wake of the Rust shooting. No, I think because he attacked other people for their political views, you become fair game. In that regard, if not, you are a hypocrite. I don't think anyone should be attacked for their personal views, but you did shoot someone, and unfortunately, you are so outspoken against other people with their personal political views that you do just become fair game at that point. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it, but look, it is what it is. I can understand it. The Hawaii Five-0 star believes Alec is being scapegoated, and this is offensive, for the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the Rust set last month. Wrong. He absolutely has a part to play in that entire situation, and to say otherwise is utter nonsense. But here we go. But he doesn't think his brother is to blame because he wasn't the person responsible for the weapon that shot and killed her. Now, there is an argument to be said for that. Again, I'm aware that there's an argument against it as well. I see both sides of the argument, but to not acknowledge one is just pure lunacy. And here we go. Here's the quote. Again, temper yourselves, because this will wind you up. You know, Alec's got the name, though, doesn't he? The younger Baldwin said on a Monday episode of the radio program, The Dominic Nati Show. So let's go ahead and take Alec for his political views and the many, many wonderful things he's done for different charities and people and his wife. And let's see if we can't sensationalise this and go after Alec. I mean, really? There are plenty of things that people that, you know, Alec Baldwin have personally gone after that have done fantastic things for the world. But that he was fair game. You know, those individuals are fair game. Again, it's just hypocrisy. And it's this sort of removal of any sort of blame that, again, is becoming a little bit offensive there. Everyone has a part to play in this situation. This is what he faces because he's opinionated and he's strong-headed and he has really staunch views on certain things. And those people who don't like him will take advantage of him and persecute his wife. Right. That's right. Yeah, his wife is now involved somehow. Name recognition aside, the actor said his outspoken brother is being scrutinised because of his political whims and polarising personality. Conservatives have eviscerated the Saturday Night Live guest star since the tragedy, with the likes of Donald Trump Jr. and Candace Owens accusing the actor of being a killer. I mean, technically, the guy shot someone and they died. The court of law will find out whether he is legally a killer and is legally responsible to face the justice of that. But objectively, technically, he is. It's kind of a difficult one to remove. And the fact that, obviously, you know, Daniel Baldwin here is saying, well, you know, he's this and he's that and are conservatives. And then even this article, you know, by the LA Times has the sort of, I guess, the audacity to say, well, Donald Trump Jr. has gone after him. It's like, well, I mean, the argument that's being made here is that he's a scapegoat and he's being attacked for his political views, but he's also done really good things, so he shouldn't be attacked. It's like, well, Donald Trump Jr.'s father was nominated for how many Nobel Peace Prizes or something like this? And, you know, and has done charitable things, I'm sure. I'm not here to promote anyone, but you can see the hypocrisy, no matter, well, I hope you can, no matter what side of the political spectrum you sit on, surely. Like, we can agree with that. I hope we can, anyway. And this isn't me trying to promote anyone either way. That's hypocrisy. But then also the offensive part here is the removal of any scrutiny at all. It's like you cannot, that's what Daniel Baldwin is basically saying. You can't scrutinise the situation. You're not allowed to. It's like, no, we are. We are absolutely allowed to scrutinise the situation. We're allowed to have an opinion on the situation. Obviously, by law, legally, the Sheriff's Department, the DA will, you know, and a court will find the actual fault and blame. But, you know, until then, we can have the sort of court of public opinion where people have a discourse on the situation. But Daniel wants to remove that, and I think that is sad. And anyway, so, and he continues and he says, there's so much going on in the world, and 6 months ago we're talking whether Hilaria speaks Spanish or not. He's a target. Let them run with it, because 6 months from now everyone's going to realise people are going to go to jail or they're going to be sued or whatever, and it won't be him. No, he is being sued already. The gaffer on the Rust movie is suing the producers, of which Alec Baldwin is one of them. Do you not understand that, Daniel? You're not up to speed on that, you sad act. And then he says further anyway, so as for more details from the accident have been made public, Daniel was among those placed blame on Rust armourer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, and assistant director David Halls for the breakdown in the chain of command that led to Alec firing the fatal shot. Someone loaded that gun improperly. We know that. That's a fact. We get it. But someone also hired these individuals. And he says this. It's really, really apparent that Alec has no blame in this at all. No, it's not apparent yet, and the court will decide that. He explained that it's the armourer's responsibility to ensure that the set weapons are safe, and the assistant director's duty to ensure that the gun handed to the actor is indeed cold. Remember, the actor's an idiot, Daniel said. They're there to do the acting. A number of protocols that have been made known to the public and known in this case exonerate Alec of any responsibility at all. Again, the court will decide that. You know, I have said this before already, is that there is obviously there are protocols in place, but they weren't being adhered to either, and there are protocols which do remove an actor from that sort of situation. And I've also said before, you know, an actor is the bottom rung of the entire world. They are lower than prostitutes at the end of the day. They're idiots, which, you know, always baffles me as to why anyone listens to actors. They're stupid. They are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. Having bloody DiCaprio turn up at some environmentalist COP26 and say, I want to do this, and, you know, let's stop this climate change, whilst also flying in on a private jet. I mean, shut up. Just shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. No one wants to listen to you. No one. No one. Okay, it's ridiculous. Alright, go find a 16-year-old. And yeah, and then anyway, he closes out with these statements saying, I myself from this will, as a protective layer at the end, insist that the weapon is open and I see every round of the gun. I would never take a gun from someone after realising that these people are human. You didn't know that these people were human before. Fascinating stuff. Anyway, like I said, not actually that much else to go into, really. There really isn't that much else to go into. But I thought I would throw this out there again as well. It's just an update. It's something to keep the discourse going, and this level of discourse has been helpful, I believe, personally, on this certain situation, because, you know, people have seen that it's in the public interest to move this along quicker. And God knows how long it would have taken for them to release any statements from the DA or the Sheriff's Department if there was not such a big public interest in this, and I think that's important. So let me know what you personally think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Hit that like button. And again, support the channel. The sweater's there. You can grab it if you want. If not, don't worry about it. But thanks so much. Take care.